Peace, y'all. Got a quick live event update for you. If you're in the tri-state area on Saturday, May 10th, I'm hosting the 8th iteration of my Real Talk Movie Night series, where I invite a rapper of note to pick a movie and screen it in front of an audience. This month, my guest is the one and only Billy Woods, flagship artist and co-founder of Backwoods Studios. We'll be watching the Japanese psychological horror film Cure at Loudmouth in Brooklyn, followed by a brief interview and Q&A revolving around his next studio album, Gollywog, out everywhere May 9th. This event will be held at 348 Marcus Garvey Boulevard in Brooklyn. And I don't know, maybe there'll be an opportunity to copy some vinyl, but don't tell him I told you that. Tickets are $10 and you can buy them via the Partyful link in the episode description. You can purchase via Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or at the door the day of while supplies last. Tickets are gonna go fast for this one, y'all. So if you're hearing this and will be around, get them ASAP. Like, this is not one you're gonna want to wait for. Like, I promise. I promise. Don't miss this chance to kick it with me and Woods in an intimate setting the day after his latest album drops. It's gonna be a party. Hope to catch y'all there. Now let's get into the episode. Peace. My name is Dylan CineMasai Green, and welcome to the Real Notes podcast. I speak with rappers, producers, journalists, and other hip-hop adjacent figures about their relationship with movies, and, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guest this week is London via Brooklyn rapper, producer, and model Goya Gumbani. We spoke about The Boys, Invincible, Blade, the work of Spike Lee, particularly Mo Better Blues, making music in Brooklyn and how his move to London amplified his creative drive, a brief tour of his discography and one producer projects, and the creative process behind his latest album, Warlord of the Weejuns, out now everywhere via Ghostly International. Come fuck with us. Like, I take vitamin D pills now, and I do notice a bump in my shit. So
Fact. I ain't gonna front. Like, I feel like, yeah, I enjoy moments when I don't get too much like sun, but like the moments when I do really get it, I'm like, damn, like this is low key. Like, this is a feeling that I realize that I've kind of missed, you know?
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I'm really, this summer in particular, it just made me more excited to go outside. Like,
yeah,
not like I
facts.
don't go outside at all, but like I'm just ready to be like out and about and shit. It's gonna be
Let's
good.
go, bro. Let's go. It's crazy because I feel like I seen you outside, bro. Which is
Probably, like, I mean, like, I'm sure, like, I can't remember if we like met, but we follow each other on places.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
been to, like,
yeah, yeah.
I've seen you live twice, but we've never done like the proper like peace. I'm Dylan.
Yeah,
Nice to
facts.
meet you. You know, like.
Dylan, what up, man? It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, no,
Nice
you
to
too,
meet you.
bro.
Definitely overdue. It's crazy because I know you work with Big Flowers. I know
Yeah, no, that's the homie.
he does the illustration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or he does like, yeah, and I've known him for a long time. So yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, damn. And I felt like me and you probably been in the same room before in some kind of capacity. I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
we probably just ain't really like held each other up. But I've been seeing your shit, man. It's like, it's super fire.
Thank you, bro. Honest. Yeah, it means a lot because, like, this is like, I've been building this for 4 years, and it feels great to just kind of, yeah, no, like, Flowers just hit me on, like, Flowers saw my newsletter and was just like, yo, if you need art for something, just hit me whenever. And I was like, you ever make a podcast logo before? He was like, nah, and we just linked and made it happen. And then I hosted,
Fire.
Flowers did a collage exhibition last week, and or was it last week or
Oh,
2 weeks ago?
damn.
Yeah, so whenever it was, I hosted that. Like, that's like, yeah, like, we're like that. That's my homie too.
I
So
must have just
anything
missed that.
Flowers needs,
I
like,
must have just missed. And I saw you did the pink seafood. Y'all was watching Blade? That was fucking
mm-hmm.
lit. I'm not gonna lie. That's such a dope idea, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, nah, and that was Liv's idea. Like, Liv was like, whenever I do those movie nights, I let people pick the movie because, like,
Fire,
I don't want people to watch something they don't care about. Like, where's the fun in that? So, you know, he was like, I want to watch Blade, and I said, cool, let's do it.
fire,
So we
fire, 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 fire. No. But yeah, man. Lit.
Yo,
I had to
yo,
just
but
I had to just hail you up quick before we even really dive in. I was like, nah, let me let my man know like he really
yo,
doing
that
his
means a
thing,
lot,
man.
bro. Honestly, thank you. Yeah, nah, like even just like, wait, let me do this drop real quick. What's cracking, everybody? Welcome. I love a cold open. I don't give a fuck. What's
I,
cracking? Welcome back to Real Notes.
my bad, bro. I just
You're
threw your
straight,
shit
son.
all the way off. I just
You,
like,
you,
my
nah, man,
bad,
you're
man.
all. I'm not tripping at all. I'm not tripping at all. Like it feels more natural this way. My name's Dylan Green, CineMasai. Got a lot of names, do a lot of shit outside, inside, all sides. As y'all heard, me and this man have never met before. Like not in person. Like we haven't done the official like what's up shit. But like, I think your show you just played in New York. This has to be my second time seeing you live. I saw you play at Union Pool with Jen and Masai and Air and a bunch of people.
Mad
I'm
people was on that
Omari and
bill, yeah.
people. I
It
forget
was
who else,
yeah.
but yeah, nah. So like, but like even before then, just like seeing what you've been doing for like the last, oh man, like I'm trying to remember exactly when I hopped on the train, but I don't know. Just like the style is so smooth, like the music style, the clothes. Like if you're watching the video, y'all can see the hat he's wearing. Like you already know what time it is. Like this is truly the warlord of the fucking Weejuns right here, man. And yeah, fucking I'm not gonna be flowery. It's Goya Gumbani. We got
Nah,
fucking Goyas in the
thank you,
house,
Fa.
man.
Thank you, man. I super appreciate you. I super appreciate you popping out to that Union Pool show too. That was a fire. I think Logi played that. There was mad. That was
Yep.
a Nayante played. Um, that was a crazy ass bill, man. For real. I was like, I felt really
Yeah.
like honored that like mad like New York folk would like pop out and be like, yo, let's like make history in some kind of capacity, you know? So
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
I'm
And that
glad
shit
that
was
you
yeah.
was in the building.
Yeah, nah, I was happy to be there because I think I might have found out about it. I think Fatboy Sharif.
Hell yeah, that's what
Yeah, nah,
rap
like
goat, nigga.
just making sure. So yeah, nah, like we're both from Jersey, so like that's my heart. He's everything to me. But yeah, nah, he told me about it, and I was like, all right, let's go, and we just made it there. So
I
I almost missed it, but
damn,
you know
because it was raining crazy. I don't know if you remember that. It was raining
I do.
crazy. I didn't think people was
Yeah,
gonna pop out because of how the rain was like moving, but you know what I mean. New York, like the weather don't stop nobody in New York. Like you gonna still pop out. So it was
right.
dope. It was dope. But yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, but yeah, nah, like thank you. I'm like I know you're busy. I know you're on the road right now and you've been playing a bunch of shows across the country, so I appreciate you taking the time to do this. And like I said, Warlord of the Weejuns is out now. It's been out for like a by the time you hear this it'll have been a couple weeks. But or no, it's been a couple weeks already. Either way, go find it. It's great. Super vibe, like really nice like I've been thinking about this since I heard it. It's very like candlelit spring evening type music to me, in like a good way. Because like there's some of that stuff that can be a little like it just becomes window dressing, and it's like you're not paying attention to the music, but like I'm paying attention to this shit while I'm listening to it. And like we're eating dinner, and I'm like, you hear the way that bass is moving right now, like like we're not playing when this is on. So
Steve,
that's the
Steve.
vibe.
You see, and it's mad beautiful you say that because that's low key why I be wanting to hear the vibe people feel off of it more than I even be telling them like, oh, this is the vibe. I really be on some
Right.
shit like, I wonder how this shit really make you feel. Like, no biased opinion without me like kind of like giving you an inkling of what might be the right thing to say. Cause there's nothing wrong that you could say. Like how the music makes you feel is a very personal thing. You feel me? So I just be so curious. So it's I think the way that you just described it is really how I kind of want people to kind of describe it to me. So thank you for that because
Yeah.
that was like deep. That spring vibe is beautiful because that was really the vibe. The vibe is like you know what I mean, like how we was talking about sun, vitamin,
Mm.
vitamin D. Like it's kind of that feel like how you feel when you like get off the plane and you like walk onto the beach and you on your first vacation, or you on a vacation and you like, damn, the sun's for real out here. Like I'm in like, you know what I mean? It's blissful. Like,
Nowhere to hide from it either.
you
Like
know
no
what I
trees, no
mean?
nothing. It's just
Just a
like
damn, and you just like, damn, bro. Like I've been needing this sun. Like, you know what I mean? So, thank you. Shout out spring.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, shout out spring for real. It just started too.
That shit
But
just
I'm happy
started.
it just started like 2-3 weeks ago. I'm happy you brought up the just like that perspective thing about like wanting people to tell you, because that's one of the things I love about, like, not all movies, but I feel like most of my favorite movies are the type of thing where it's like you, like, if you watched it, there are certain things I watch where like I don't want people to tell me what it's about, if that makes sense. Like some of the like, obviously, like if a movie has a plot, it's whatever, but like there are certain things where you just like walk out of an experience and it's just like, what the fuck am I supposed to like just just a reminder that like your brain works on some shit. So I'm interested to hear the answer to this question I ask everybody who comes on here, which is what was the last movie or TV show you watched that you had a strong opinion about?
Oh, for real. Ooh, all right. Damn, nigga. um, Probably keep it a band with you. It was my nigga, what was it? Damn. It was this TV show called The Boys.
Oh, tell me how you feel about The Boys. I still haven't started it yet. I'm not there,
Don't get me
but
wrong, bro. It was fire. Like there was fire elements of it, but there was
yeah.
elements of it that was just a little bit like a little too crazy. Like the guy, the main guy, first of all, was meant to be British, but they got an Australian guy to pretend to be a British guy with a British accent.
I was gonna
It's
ask
just
how y'all feel
crazy.
about that.
I
I was
mean,
gonna ask how y'all feel about that.
I don't really care. Like, if you're gonna do it though, just do it convincingly. Like, that's my only
Right.
thing. It's like I saw like this video of like I think was it Johnny Depp or Orlando Bloom, one of them doing a Jamaican accent, and I'm like, bro, that's a really bad. That's really bad, bro. Like, if you did it on some like, damn, he sound a little bit, I'd be like, all right, but when you don't really, so yeah, him homie doing the Australian British, and I was like, that's kind of annoying. Some of the stuff too was just a little too wild. That was the last thing I really watched in full detail and was like, whoa. Um, for real, I started watching like shit like The Last of Us. I watched that. I was really impressed. I've been watching a few things. Marco Polo on Netflix. That was
Oh
quite a
yeah, right.
that was super impressive. I was super impressed with that. I'm not gonna front. Um,
That was crispy.
probably like those ones. Those ones I was probably like, yeah.
Felt like, so I mean, like, I haven't started The Boys. I know a lot of people who watch it. I'm a big superhero person, so like you would think that I'd be all over it. I like I was just thinking about this because I know Invincible just ended a couple weeks ago too, and so I don't want to. I made it through the first season of Invincible, and I liked it. I love the story. I love the characters. I think it looks not great. I have a hard time watching it because the animation just, I don't know if that makes me a snob or whatever, but like there are just sometimes where I be watching it and it's just like, you just think like it's Amazon. They got millions of dollars. Like they could hire anybody, and some of their shit looks like flip book animation, and not in like a oh, we're going for this vibe type of way. It feels like, oh, we just wanted to cut as many corners as we could, and we
I
spent
feel
all
you.
our bread on the voice actors. But like,
I
and it's
I feel
ugh,
you.
yeah, I don't know, man. I just like, I never want to, I never want to sound like I'm hating too much, but like I made it through the first season and was like, I don't know if I could do this anymore. Like I
it's
would like rather just go read the book, honestly. Like,
like I really like the storyline in that shit. The
it's
storyline is
good.
fire. The animation, I feel you, it's not like the sharpest or the most like distinctive animation. It's kind of got its own little. It's kind of like a common. It kind of even gives me little like funny little light kind of animation like not Family Guy, like Rick and Morty. Like
A little bit, yeah, I can see
that
that.
kind of simplistic animation vibe. But the storyline's dope. The story.
Yeah,
Why? What do you think of? Is it One Punch Man?
One Punch Man. Yeah,
What
I
did you
fuck with
think
One
of
Punch
that?
Man.
What do you think
I
of that story?
I didn't because I know I made it through. I haven't finished the whole anime yet, but like
Okay.
I read some of the manga and I made it through the first season, and I thought it was dope. I thought it was like great all around. I didn't really have any problems with that, but it's been some years,
It has.
so I
It has.
like
It has. It has.
I don't know,
It
but I
has.
fuck with One Punch Man. I think Saitama's great.
Yeah.
I love the whole concept of it.
Okay. 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 My bad.
That's just me.
I had to just flip. I had to flip the question. Got to flip the interview every now and again.
Yeah, no,
It's
I'm
a
with it all, bro.
conversation. It's a conversation.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. It's a conversation. It's a conversation. But yeah, before we move on, yeah, like I just I watch stuff like The Boys and I watch stuff like Invincible, and like you said, it's a lot. It could be kind of intense. I'm not the type of person who gets like turned off by blood and gore most of the time.
Yeah. Nah.
I'm like kind of desensitized a little bit.
Facts.
But like every once in a while I'll watch something and it's just like, okay, they're trying like a little too hard to impress
Mm.
me. They're trying a little too hard to like go out of their way to be gross, and just like there's just like the a lot of people think that stuff like that inherently makes a show like more mature or like more adult, and it's like doesn't it almost makes it like more juvenile sometimes. Like you can just like tell the way certain people will put it together and be like, this makes it like only adults should watch this, but it's like there are some times where I'm watching a thing and I'll be like, this is like I feel like I don't know. I just like saying it out loud. I feel like a fuckhead. I don't want to bash on anybody's show, man.
Speak your
I just think
truth.
about these things sometimes.
Speak your
You
truth,
know.
beloved. This is a safe space. Speak your truth, beloved.
Okay, man. Okay. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, like every once in a while, it's just like I'm just like this feels like it was like made for teenagers to like go sneak into a movie.
Mm.
Like you like go and sneak into something, but like you really want to go see that instead. And there's 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 a time and a place for all of that stuff. I just don't know that I'm there specifically for The Boys at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
And I
maybe when it
wouldn't.
ends,
Yeah,
like
facts. I wouldn't even. I'm saying I don't even want to be sounding like that. But I wouldn't even tell. I wouldn't tell a nigga. I wouldn't be like to no nigga like yo, dive into The Boys. I'd be like, bruh, exactly. Wait for that shit to finish and watch it at your own at your own course because you're gonna get to moments you're gonna just be like, how? And there'll be other moments where you're like, oh, okay, all right. But like overall, like I feel you, bro. I feel you. You got like when you've been watching, bro, animation cartoons for so long, bro. Like you really can be like, yo, I ain't started watching this shit 2 weeks ago, bro. I've been watching this shit since I was a young man. So yeah, bro. Hello.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm still here. I
You
heard
got me. You
everything you
got me.
said.
Okay. Okay. You got
Yeah,
me. You
yeah,
got
I
me.
got you. But yeah, no, I just had a thought about that, and like this is me saying that having seen no full episodes of The Boys. Like I don't have an opinion on the show because I haven't even watched a full episode. I've seen clips. I know what it's about, obviously, but like once again, like I'm just not here to. I just don't want to say anything that's gonna make somebody be like, oh, like I like this shit. Like, yeah. Anyway, anyway,
I
anyway,
feel you.
that's my feelings on The Boys and Invincible.
I bet.
Um,
Say less.
But I wanna take it back with your viewing history a little bit, bro. So
Okay.
tell me, what's the first movie experience you can remember having? It could be at the theater, it could be at your cousin's house. Like just the first thing that comes to mind for you.
First movie I remember watching as a kid was the Power Rangers movie.
Oh, let's go.
And that
Let's
shit was
go.
so goated, bro. I was like, damn, bro. I was like when they like morphed into one thing, I was like, this shit crazy. That was like my first shit. And then like um Can Candyman,
Mm-hmm.
that
Classic.
fucked me up. That had me scared of movies for a long time. I watched that when I was a kid. I watched The Exorcist and was scared as hell. I watched a lot of scary movies when I was a kid, and that kind of fucked me up. Watching scary shit till I got older. Now I can watch anything, but that was probably like some early shit. Was probably the Power Rangers. I probably was watching some like other shit, but that was the shit that I wanted, and that was probably
Yeah.
one of the only things my mom ever was like, "I'm gonna get you this on VCR, whatever, or VHS, whatever the fuck it was called." I was like, "All right." So yeah, probably that.
Yeah. That I mean like I feel like I've only ever seen that movie like one time in my life, but I remember everything about Ivan Ooze and just like being
Bro,
weirded out and creeped
Ivan,
out by Son's whole shit.
Ivan Ooze, bro. Like, I ain't gonna front. I was like, but even the way they did the set design, the costume design, and that shit. Now that I'm old, I'm like, nah, this was kind of crazy. This was a crazy, crazy, crazy storyline. Like,
Yeah,
Ivan Ooze was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Nah, they went in harder than they needed to go in with Ivan Ooze because the one specific scene I remember is like him, like the Megazord's about to beat him, and then he like turns into
Turns
like.
into that.
Yeah, but yeah, and then he's like the size of I remember him being the size of the planet, but maybe it was just the size of the city. But like he
He got
got
mad
like
big.
angry and then just grew and just like big wall of purple sludge like fighting a Megazord, like just like real specific image burned into my brain.
You really had to be there to even to understand the like depths of what this did to the mind of a
Yeah.
fucking. I think I was probably 10. I don't even know, maybe younger.
Mhm.
But I was just like, I want to be a pop. I really was on some shit like, yo, this is what I want to do when I get older. Like, I gotta fuck up Ivan Ooze. Like,
Yeah, nah.
I'm
Get
like,
ready for the call and shit.
I got,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm waiting. Nigga hit me up. Like, all right, let me get me. Yeah, so that was probably some like early shit that I was like, yo, this is kind of cool.
Mhm. But okay, I wanna go back to Candyman and Exorcist, and like the horror shit you were on. Like what? Like I mean, like with Candyman specifically because that's the one I've seen the most recently. When did do you remember when you saw Candyman and like who it was with? Like you weren't. I assume you weren't by yourself.
Nah, I was with my sisters. I was with two of my sisters, or maybe three of them. So three of my sisters, and we was just in the crib, all the lights off. At night, my mom was at work, my dad was at work, and it was just like they kind of forced me to watch that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I watched Candyman, and then you got that part where they're like, "Yeah, you gotta say his name in the mirror 3 times," and and I'm like, "Nah, this is crazy." And then I could never like. I used to go in the bathroom, bro, turn off the light, and try and say it 3 times. I could only say it twice.
Yo, nah, he's about to come up right behind you, bro.
I'm like,
Like,
yo, I was like, I used to go there like, yo, I'm about to test, I'm about to play with this shit. Then I
that's
get it in and be
hilarious.
like, bro, you bugging out. You better go to sleep and stop playing before you wake up on some dumb shit. So no,
Yeah.
I used to, but yeah, that shit had me mad. You know what I'm saying? At night, I ain't used to understand this, but at night sometimes you might have something in the distance, and at night with the shadow, it might look like something else. So, you know, just you got shit in the house. You got the vacuum standing up in like the corner. You got the coat rack over there. La, la. So at night, I used to like one night I opened my like bedroom door and I was about to walk out. It was mad dark and I just saw like what was the vacuum just standing up like, but it looked like a whole other type of person. I was like, and it just didn't move, and I was like, oh nah, this is scary, and I just ran back to bed, and that had me fucked up for like 6 years for real.
I get you, bro. I get it.
And
Like
that was
it's
all from Candy. It was all based from the whole Candyman saga. That's why I was like, yo, fuck
wow.
Candyman, bro.
Like now you got me thinking because like even to this day like from the time I was like a jit to now basically there is like every once in a while like it gets dark in the house and like I feel like it's like a little kid thing you like develop as a kid where you just like run to the room and like imagine you're being chased by a monster to like get you somewhere quick. Like I still do that to myself sometimes, like just like on some like I'll like walk briskly, like I'm not like running through my house, like I'm a grown man, but like but you know like I'll be thinking in the back of my head like damn like what if I don't know like Freddy Krueger or some shit is like near like, I don't know like it's like turns it into like a little weird intense game and it's just one of those things that you just like teach you get taught it somehow and then internalize it and I don't know it's just always that thought's always there in the back of my head where I'm just like if I'm in a dark room and I see some shit like a coat rack or like a shadow or like a door is open wrong and it's just like who's that like it's freaky
You gotta stay on your P's and Q's, man. You gotta stay on your ones and
always.
twos. Like you gotta it's yeah, it's crazy you say that because even like when you said the word I walk briskly, I said, damn, bro. That's a strong word. Like
Yeah, nah, you taking strides like
that's
fuck a
yeah,
step
that's
you
a
taking
strong description of how you moving. Like yeah, I
yeah
cut through the crib briskly. I'm like
yeah.
about to take that. Like that's a line, bro. I ain't gonna
Oh man, that's man. I'm just I don't know. Words are words.
That's a
Words are fun
bar, Brody.
sometimes.
That's a bar right there. I ain't
That's
going front.
crazy.
I'm about to use that shit.
You better. That's crazy. Um. So as you get older and you start having more experiences and you start developing your own taste and growing up and shit, I like to think of this as like a capital M movie. It's a movie that you saw, like an early one that you saw that kind of connected with you in a emotional or artistic or spiritual way, just like something that was more than just 90 minutes of entertainment, like this is a it's cinema or film or whatever.
Mm, um, um, I feel like it was probably um, oof. Do the Right Thing was fire when I first saw that.
Mm-hmm.
House Party was crazy. I think I really fucked with like House Party. The first one. Um, there was a movie called Biker Boys.
Oh, I know Biker Boys. Yeah.
Biker Boys was fire. That like really like put me on to like bike culture and shit at like a mad young age. Um, Baby Boy, that was also a really good ass movie.
I just watched Baby Boy for the first time in like years, like 3 months ago.
That
That's one of my
shit,
favorite movies ever, bro.
that's the most serious storyline. I ain't gonna lie, bro. John Singleton's probably one of my favorite directors.
He's one of
Um,
those for sure.
I
Like
really,
just off of Baby Boy and Boys in the Hood. Like
mm-hmm.
everything else is great too, but like them two, like having that be the first and that be the last, like that was the last movie he made before he died, son. Like he didn't like direct another movie before he died. I'm pretty.
Baby
Oh no
Boy,
no no.
no,
I
no, no,
lied. My
no.
fault.
He
My
did
fault. My fault.
he did that TV show Snowfall.
Yeah, no, he did Snowfall, but I feel
Movie, you
like that
mean?
was yeah, no, I think that might have been the last. Did he make Four Brothers? You ever see Four Brothers?
Four Brothers was so fire.
Four, yeah, yeah,
That was some
yeah.
fire ass action movie. I tried. I try to put that on every now and again. I try to put that on. That's like how I test. Like I like test people and see what kind of movies they be like into. That's one of the movies I like put on. I like test. I'm like, all right, give me your synopsis. Niggas be like, but
Damn.
damn, I
Shit,
forgot. I
man.
was about to say something. I totally forgot.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cutting your train of thought off. My fault.
Nah, my shit just be going like that. It's not nothing. It
I
can't just come and go.
so I lied. It was the last movie that John Singleton wrote and directed before he died. He made Too
Okay.
Fast, Too Furious, Four Brothers, and then Abduction, the Taylor Lautner movie that nobody remembers. That being the last movie he made before he died is kind of crazy because not a good movie at all. But
He went on a
like
great
Snowfall
he went
happened, you know?
he went on a great like run. He went on a great
Yeah.
run. I ain't going front.
Yeah,
Actually,
bro.
the movie I would actually say over all of those movies
Which one?
is one that Spike Lee did with Denzel. Fuck.
Not Malcolm X.
Nah,
Mo
not
Better
that one.
Blues.
Mo Better Blues. Oh
There it
my
is. Yeah.
God. Bro,
There it is,
that
bro.
movie. That's probably my favorite movie in terms of color, in terms of set design, in
Mm,
terms of like location picking, in terms of how it was shot, in terms of like the mood.
yep.
Go
Yo,
that probably my favorite
I'm
movie.
I'm so happy you brought that up. I feel like I might have talked about this one other time on here, like but my father had, I think he had every Spike Lee movie on DVD from School Days to Bamboozled, like all of
Bamboozled
them.
was
He Bamboozled's my favorite Spike movie ever. Like that's like
Bamboozled was
Bamboozled is
crazy.
different, bro. Like what a crazy movie.
That was a
But
fire movie. I'm not gonna front.
so like he had all of them shits in, like he never opened them. They were all in the plastic. I would ask him like, "You gonna watch
Collector
these
shit.
movies?" He's like, "Nah." So like I took him out the plastic. I watched them because I was like I'm like I was younger, so I wanted to know more about Spike. So I just like watched all the movies. It was like, yeah, I'm saying it was like School Days. It was Jungle Fever, Do the Right Thing.
Jungle
Malcolm X was
Fever. Oh
definitely in
no.
there. Uh,
Malcolm X
but
go.
like but with fucking Mo Better Blues in particular, like you said, the first thing I noticed was all the colors and like how saturated it all was, and like the outfits and the way they popped off the screen,
Outfits.
like when Wesley Snipes and his lady walk in for the first time and the outfits they're wearing and they're snapping on him for dating the white girl, and like I just like and then on top of that, we all know Spike's famous for the dolly shot, but like that I think
Yep.
I think Mo Better Blues has my favorite dolly shot he's ever done. It's the one where
When
he
he's holding the
yeah,
trumpet.
he's got the thing. Yeah, no. Well, that one's fire too. But it's the one with Spike in it where he gets like he
Oh
like
yeah.
he just got run up on, and he's got his hand in the little metal cast, and he's just like walking like this, and it's just like a
Facts.
dolly shot. I don't know why, like he's in the suit and the hat and like just the framing. I like that image is just burned into my brain after that. It's a short shot, but it's like gorgeous, and I think about it all the time.
Oh yeah,
But
that's one of the most solid movies. But yeah, sorry, Cameron.
and no, that was and like that's what got me into fucking Bradford and Wynton Marsalis too. Like that was my first experience with them. So like hearing the song, and of course, like you said, seeing Denzel doing the dolly shot with the trumpet, and I don't know, man. Like that's such a great movie. Like that's one of
Shout out
those.
Jasper too, bro. One shout out Jasper. I got so much love for Jasper. Um, that's the Marcellus son guy, just
Mm,
the son, and like he's like so dope as well. So bloodline stuff, beautiful.
yeah, shout out. Honestly, like they yeah.
Shout out the family.
Like damn, I see. It's been, I want to say it's been like 10 years at least since I seen Mo Better Blues, and I tell myself like I'm gonna go back and rewatch it, and I think it might be time. I might want to do that this weekend, honestly. just
I,
to.
I always get brave. Like when I'm in the middle of like an album cycle, I'm like, I always think, I always go back to a reference point that I want to shoot from Mo Better Blues and kind of use it for something in the album. And I always get to like about to do it, and I always say, I don't think now's the right time. I don't think now's the right time. And it's more just because it like the skill that it requires and like to get it at that level is like I'm just like, yeah. But yeah, I always think I always go back to that movie when I'm in the middle of any like rollout, like planning, and like I'm just always like, yeah, I wanna do this, but it's coming, it's coming, it's coming.
Okay, yeah. I want to ask what shot it is because I'm curious, but I don't want to spoil it if you
Yeah,
want to
nah,
keep
nah,
that.
I can't even.
All
Yeah,
right, cool.
we could like do that off,
Mm-hmm.
off cam.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. That's funny. So I know, okay, I mean like now that we're already here, I want to do the same thing with music. So like when did music become capital M music for you? Not even in terms of you wanting to make it, but just like being fascinated by it and fucking with it and just like when did music become music for you? Or was it ever not? If that makes sense.
Yeah, there was a time when it was like everything was sport. When I was like, I want to be a bro. I would have done anything sport, bro. I would have played table tennis, bro. Like I would have done like anything, anything professional sport wise, bro. Like I would have fucking, bro. I wouldn't. I was watching this shit the other day on ESPN. They were doing air guitar championship.
Oh,
That's a
let's go. That's crazy.
sport, bro. That's a fucking sport. Air guitar, bro. I'm like, bro, when I was younger, bro, I just wanted to do anything sport related. I was like, bro, just whatever. Just like let me like do it. That never happened. And then like you kind of grow up, and then I was kind of just growing up, running around doing dumb shit, and then I was kind of just making music like on the side, but like not even really, but kinda. But always fascinated with it because it's just like part of everything that is of anyone's existence. Music is like it's just in there somewhere, you know.
My fault. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to shout out the Real Notes Patreon one time. For as little as $5 a month, you get exclusive goodies like video of every interview, 2-day early access to every interview, an invite to the Real Notes Discord server, exclusive access to the Real Talk Movie Night archive, and early pre-sale links for all live events. If you want to give a little more, you get other exclusives like retro 60-second movie reviews and monthly 90-minute workshops with me, where we can discuss whatever creative questions or projects you might have going on. Head over to patreon.com/realnotes. That's REELNOTES to join right now. I repeat, all videos will only be available on the Patreon. Thanks for listening. Shout out to my patrons. Now let's get back to talking.
Your parents, like your community, whatever, you know, and kind of just got to an age where I was just making it, and I just had I had like enough on my computer. Like I had enough on my computer to be like, why is all of this just on the fucking computer, bro? This has to,
Right.
this like deserves, you know. Um, but I think yeah, I kind of got to a certain age, and I was like, man, I might as well just like do this shit. I never looked back.
You remember when you first started?
Yeah, the first song I ever made, I think I was like 14. I was like 15. 15. I went
Mm,
to this little summer school, and these guys were like rapping and shit, but they were rapping on these really weird ass fast beats, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? And then I kind of went home. I like tried to do some shit on they shit, fumbled, went home, was like, I'm gonna start doing some of my own shit, like. And I just really wanted to make some like New York shit because I felt like everybody around me was making like some type of like other shit. It was just like it wasn't making like rap New York shit. So like people was making like R&B and shit, and I was like I love R&B, but I was like I
of
can't.
course.
This ain't my bag. Like so, I think I was probably like I made the first track when I was 14. When I really started tapping, it was probably like 21, 21, 22,
Because how
probably
old are you?
34.
Okay, you're 2 years older than me. So
Yeah.
yeah, like we were okay, okay, okay. So yeah, so you were 14 and like if I was yeah, so if I was 13 in '05, then you were like so like this is like '03, '04, '05 we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like '03, I think. No, '03. I was 13. '04. It was like '04. It was
Got
04.
you.
It
Okay.
was '04. I was it could have been '05 for real. I could have been 15. I was either I think I was 15 for real. I
Okay.
think I was like early like 15. And then like the real shit really started when I was like in like 21. Started hanging with
Right.
these like guys that they had music studios in their like crib. So I used to just go there to smoke. And then they would just be making R&B shit. And then I was just wondering, you know when you just sit in like a room and you're not intentionally trying to learn nothing, but the knowledge is just there.
It
You're
just
just
comes.
you're just
Yeah, yeah,
absorbing it
yeah.
without even being like,
Yeah.
and I'm just chilling in the room. And one day my man's is not there, and I'm like, let me open up Logic real quick and see what up. Like I just opened up Logic, and then I was like, oh, I kind of know a little bit how to, I like wrote a little verse and used to write a verse here and there, and then I just kind of honed in on it. So I was probably in my like 20s when that like happened, like 21.
Hmm. And was this before or after you went back to London?
This was when I went. So the first time I made the song, I was in New York when I was 14.
Got
The
you.
first time when I really tapped back in, I was in London. I was in London. I just moved back to London. I was hanging out with these guys. Like I met some guys through my cousin that was making music. We all became like the bestest of like friends now. But yeah, they was kind of making their little project, and I used to just go there and just I used to like get out of work, go over there, smoke up, and then yeah, I was just kind of the like influence was like happening, and I didn't realize I was absorbing it, and then when I like realized, I was like, damn, I wrote my first verse, like for real, like I'm like, and I was like, so yeah, it's probably like 20s, London vibes.
Cool. And was this around the time that like laced fruit happened? Cause like
Yeah,
when did
oof,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's like, hey man, listen, right? I've been doing this shit for 3 weeks. Ain't nobody fucking mentioned lace fruit
Come
yet. You
on,
hear
son.
me?
Come on, son.
Let's go, man. One time for Dylan, bro. Stop playing with my man, bro. Yeah, this is when Lace Fruit came out. So
Okay,
Lace
cool.
Fruit came out. Yeah, it was kind of in like the midst of that. So I was chilling, I was chilling with my man, and my man, the hotel made the beat for Lace Fruit. So he like made the beat one day. He always was on some like R&B shit, which I love. But I was just like, I started rapping on that, but I was like, bro, this ain't where my heart is. You feel me? Anyway, he made Lace Fruit one day, and I was like, I'm gonna try and write something to this. And I just went away with that, wrote something, came back, recorded it, and he helped me make that song. He helped me like really make. That was like my first real song that I put out, and I was like, we lit. I was really like proud of that shit.
Yeah, and it makes sense to me because like, even just like listening to it again recently, like that really does feel like a hey, like I can do this sort of moment. Like I'm not just like doing this on the side and stockpiling 50 songs just to have them like rot on a hard drive type shit. But because of that, like when did when did music become more than just or like when did you know music was going to become more than just a hobby for you, that you were going to like pursue it and like do it and be a professional and like wear knit hats and shit? I'm playing, son.
Shout out to knitted hats, man. You gotta
Always,
keep
man,
your noggin
always.
protected. Nah, you know
Yeah,
what?
always.
For real, I used to have, I had mad jobs, bro. Growing up, I had a couple different jobs. You feel me? And I kind of just, you kind of just get to a stage where you're just like, damn, bro, like I'm building somebody else's dream, bro. Like I'm like they ain't
Say
even gotta
that.
go to
Say
work.
that.
Like
Mm. Mm.
they got me building a legacy. So I was one day I was just like I think I was in New York for a little while hustling. And I used to do construction back in the day. I used to like do like crane operations and all that shit. And my mom's I ended up coming back to London for a couple weeks and I was looking at my mom's and I was like, Ma, like I'm about to really just do music, bro. Like I know I'm about to be broke for like a little while and like I just need you to just like rock out. And she like, yeah, do it. I think you should do it. I think you should rock out with it. She like, do it now, like because you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I like I don't want you to get to my age and then be like, I wish I had tried. She was like, yo, do that shit. Do that shit now. And you know, she was like, yeah, if you wanna come back and live in London with me, you can come back in the house. I ain't gonna charge you nothing. You know, just come back. I'll like hold you down. I was like, I bet. So I ended up just moving back there. And I was like, I'm about to just push this shit, bro. Like I got my mama support, bro. Like that's the only thing I really need to like believe for real, for real. Like it really starts there, you know what I mean? And I just felt so like motivated by her being that way, you know. And my sister passed away a little bit before that.
Right.
And she was also someone I was just like, yo, you gotta like release, you gotta start doing your shit, you gotta start doing your shit. So after she passed away, I went back to New York and then I left New York and I was like, my nigga always said drop music. Like she always said drop music. So then I spoke to my mom and she was like, boy, you better come and do this shit. I know you could and music runs in my like family too. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, bruh, you got my support. If you really want to like do this, you got my support. And that was the day I was like, all right, I'm about to just really like tap in on this shit.
And like that's I can't put into words how valuable it is to have like like even just one parent in your corner, like never mind two, is just like that shit'll really I don't know. It'll just make you it'll just make you feel like you're on top of the world on some
Facts.
shit. Like
Facts.
I get it cuz like my father is a working professional like right now, and he's saying, once again, I feel like I bring this up a lot too, so sorry if y'all are sick of this, but he's saying doo-wop. He was a roller skater, like he worked in the entertainment industry in some small ways over the years, and he does freelance acting and shit. Like he and I basically just like work the same job. So like we both just like,
Hold on
and
real quick.
he's turning 80
So,
next he's turning 80 next week. What's up, Liv? What's going on, son?
I know
Coolin', man. How you feeling?
we was just
I didn't
talking
even know you
about
were here.
Blade. He can't even hear you because I got the like headphones in. But we was just talking about Blade, nigga. We was talking about Blade, nigga. Nah, live here with me. Take
Shout out,
take
bro.
seafood to go. My bad. I had
I'm
to
ma-
just
I'm
get some weed.
No, you're good. But yeah, no, I was talking, but yeah, my dad's about to turn 80 next week, and he's still just like, he's just out here doing his thing, and like, he's still like, and like he makes music, he like uses Logic, and is just like making beats on this, like he just, I don't know, man, like I'm so inspired by that, and he's always been on some just like do what you want, be creative. I'm gonna support you no matter what, and like seeing him like actively and I mean like like both my parents were and are so supportive, and I really can't thank them enough. Like I love my mom and my dad, they're the best. But
Yeah.
like my dad being like a working professional in the field I'm working in, and us like kind of running side by side, is like that shit gives me motivation like even now. So
Yeah,
just like
that's beautiful, bro. There's so much beauty in that, bro. For real, for real. That's a
yeah,
lot of, but yeah, having that support from somebody so like close is like definitely key, you know.
yeah, 100%, son. And like while you so I mean like that happens, You move back to London. You've already kind of started making music at this point, and you've officially decided, like, okay, like let's do this. I'm gonna like actually run this shit up. Um, and then you start putting out more material. You put out 3 projects in 2020, and like if I remember correctly, all 3 of them are like one producer projects, which is like really dope to me. I'm a big like just like lock in with one producer and just see how crazy you can go type of thing. So like considering that happened so well, actually, no, I don't want to just assume. Was that like around the time you first moved back to London, or had you already been back for a minute?
Yeah, I had been back for like I've been back a little while, maybe like a year, maybe like a
Okay.
yearish, give or take. Wait, 2018. Wait, 20, yeah, probably like a year I was probably back. And then yeah, I kind of just like started tapping in with I just started taking it mad seriously. And then I just started meeting the like serious niggas. I just started meeting all the niggas that also took it mad seriously. And then like it kind of just like it kind of really like worked. Like a lot of it was also like by just like right place, right time. You know what I mean? Like and like other people that just felt about music how I like felt, you know, and it was like a really organic thing, the making
Yeah.
of those albums at like the time. And I really like had this thing about like I kind of wanted to show the producer like love because I made beats because my after my first EP I like produced it, so I was really able to understand what went into producing a beat or or making any type of production. So when I started doing those solo shits, it was like I wanted to show mad love to the producer, and I was like, yo, let me and you just lock in. You just do your shit on the like on the beats, and I'm gonna do my shit on the rap shit, and then we just like come together on some like kind of on like a duo. It was like meant to be
Yeah.
some duo. It's like the first album I ever listened to that really bust my head. Well, not first, but one of the early ones was Days with Dr. Yen Lo
Mm.
by
Ugh,
Dr. Yen
my
Lo,
heart. Yeah.
Ka, and
Yeah.
Preservations. R.I.P. to GOAT. R.I.P. to
For
GOAT, bro.
real, bro.
I can't even say, I shouldn't even speak of his name like on some real shit. Like that's really my
Yeah.
GOAT. Like and like
Yeah.
when I heard that album, I thought and I listened to his when he used to speak about making an album, he was like, bro, like I'm old school. Like I want to just like me and the producer like cool. Like I ain't even got no. And I just thought, bro, like this is the foundation of this shit. Like so when I was making that shit, that was who inspired that whole thing with those one producer tapes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That makes sense to me. And yeah, I mean, like it can't be said enough. Rest in peace to Kyle. Like that was my man. He believed in me a lot, which I really appreciated and loved. And like I got to go to those pop ups and
Oh
connect with
man,
him and just like yeah, he was like they don't make him like him. They really don't. One of
that's
one in
that's a
every
fact.
way.
That's a fact.
Like
They
yeah,
really
I
don't
yeah
make
no I
them
yeah
like
no
him.
I saw him I was at the last pop up he did like a month before he passed, and
Which
like we
did that like that hurt me, bro. Cause I was
mm,
like, I wanted to go so bad to that. I was just I wasn't in the city, and I just thought, damn, I just that shit had me really fucked up. To be honest, still to this like day, you know what I mean? Like I never actually met the nigga, but like it was just so influential with just the way he approached and the way he treated music. Like you know what I mean? There's not
yeah, that
many
shit was
people
he
that.
made it like sacred, like, and
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
people don't treat it like that. So
That's what I'm
you
saying. You
know
know what I mean? So just to have somebody treated like that was just like it was kind of like it kind of even showed me like, bro, like we are never above music, bro. Like, we serve music. If there's anything that we serve, bro, it's the music. As an artist, like you have to serve it. You can't. You gotta put your ego to the side, bro. As soon as you start to start messing with them type of like energies, bro. That's a different type of that's a whole different type of like frequency. You gotta like
Yeah.
respect that. You know what I mean? So and he was just one of them niggas. I was just like I got so much respect for this thing. This thing's helped me. This thing's the reason I breathe. Like how can I? You know what I mean? You can
Yeah,
never
man, that
what
shit is
came
real.
first, the chicken or the egg with like music like this. You know what I mean? Like the answer's just straight. Like there's no rhetorical fucking question. It's not you can't rhetorical. You know what I mean? So R.I.P. man.
Yeah, nah, like I'll never forget where I was when I heard the news. A homie called me and told me before they went public, and I had like yeah, nah, my lady had just gotten us some food, and I like went outside and like ate a hash brown and sat on the steps and like cried while listening to his music. Like I'll never ever forget that morning. That shit had me super fucked up. Um but anyway, I mean, like it's also crazy you say that because I've been going back to his shit recent. Like I had to put it down for a minute for obvious reasons, but like Dr. Yen Lo is one that I went back. It is one that I go back to a lot. That and that Grief Pedigree and I forget. Yeah, nah, like like Grief Pedigree is the first full length of his I like fell in love with, and I heard it after it came out. Like like it wasn't like I was right there, but like I don't know. Anyway, like I totally get where you're coming from with like wanting to follow in like the Khan preservation footsteps, and it's cool to hear that because you listen to something like Children of Ra, and Children of Ra is like it's not a concept album, but you listen to it, it sets a mood, it's an experience, it's like it's themed, like to an extent. So there's like like there's like of course like an experiential aspect to it. But because like that was the one of those three that I really connected with the most. Like talk to me a tiny bit about Children of Ra and how you and Ragofoot put that together and like what the deal was.
Rago is like one of the biggest. Um, by the way, the questions that you asking, bro, no one's ever asked me these fucking questions, bro. So I really gotta heal you up. Like no one's ever asked me about Rago. Rago is the like Rago's giving me Rago's the one that's giving me a lot of um motivation almost like he's the one that's kind of like just push me to make even the type of music I make because pretty long story short I was producing a lot of my like own shit and then Rago just like I got this MPC when hello
Yeah, I can hear you.
yeah
You good.
I got this and I ended up buying this MPC Renaissance and I was making beats on it and Rago was already making beats on a different type of MPC and he just came to my crib one day and he saw how like determined I was to like make this album that I was making or this little EP I was making. And then one day, and I look up to Rago. I like he's a musical producer. I like I look up to. He's helped mad people, King Cruel, Jadesy,
Shout out. Shout
like
out.
Jadesy 10K. Him and Jadesy 10K was in a little deal before.
Yeah, they were.
He just so many people that he's kind of been a part of their like journey. A lot of musicians that I know, Joe Omen Jones, Maxwell Owen, like a lot of Quake Bass, who's done shit with Dean Blunt. Like he's done shit with Sage, done shit with Mike Baggett, done shit with King Carter, done shit with so. I was a big fan of Rago's. And I used to Rago used to put these like beat tapes out. I'm low about to praise the shit out of Rago right now, by the way.
Let's go, man. I'm
Like
I'm I'm not mad at that at all.
he used to put these beat tapes out and then just delete them. He'll put them out for 24 hours. He dropped a beat tape of 100 beats. 100 instrumental beats, 100 beats. Dropped it, downloadable for one day, couldn't download it. So I used to get them beats. I had them 100 beats, and I used to just write to those beats. I recorded songs over probably like 60 of those beats. Just like that was just practice. I just was doing it. I was like, nah, I'm about to low key practice writing to this nigga shit. Cause obviously everybody was going to YouTube to like
Yeah.
to learn. And I was like, nah, let me, and then one day, yeah, Rago came to my crib one day and he saw how determined I was to make shit. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna produce some like songs for you. Anyway, he ended up making a tape with me, but the tape never came out. I think we lost the stems or something happened.
Shit.
But on this tape, I swear to God, I like listened back to this tape and I listened to how I was writing, and it was like that was a moment where like everything switched. I was like, oh no, I could really write a verse. And I was like, because I was just recording over his shit, just skipping to the beat. Like we was like, and we was making this shit in like 40 minutes, 50 minutes, song done, hour and a half, song done, hour and a half. That tape never like came out. So when Children of Ra ended up coming out, one day we just sat down and we was like, yo, let's just sit down for 4 days and make this project. 4 days. That's all we got. 4 days. We're gonna make it, mix it, master it, and drop it. And that's what we did. 4 days, Children of Ra. In, out, done.
And that was
Amen.
and that was like self-imposed, or like y'all actually had like 4 days to do it because of some other
That
reason.
was just self-imposed. We were just like, let's just do it. Because
Cool.
we were at that
Cool.
time
Cool.
I was
Cool.
spending a lot of time in a lot of places that he was in anyway. We was both in, he took me to a lot of different studio homes. So I was just in a lot of these studio homes. We was in there together. We'll be up 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning watching YouTube. And we just like, yo, let's just fucking do this shit, bro. Like, and he really like pushed me to the next stage of my like artistry. So I'm really like grateful, and I'm really like I like owe him a lot. How this the album I've just put out, Warlord of the Weejuns, how that album is sequenced is from
Yeah.
everything I learned from making that music with Rago. So how that
Damn.
tells a story, how it does, was on some shit I learned from back then. It's so deep, bro. I got so much respect and love for that man, bro. Like he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, shout out. Like, yeah, I mean, like, I brought up Rago because I feel like a lot of people don't. He kind of feels undersung and underappreciated in a lot of ways because he did put on for a lot of those people you mentioned like early on, and he gave like, I don't know, like just the way, like you said, you can tell that he has a special way of seeing not just the world but seeing music, and is willing to, work and like help construct a world. And you really can't take shit like that for granted, like at all. And you talking about learning, or like realizing that you could write the way you write. Before we move on to Weejuns, I wanted to I couldn't not mention these two specific features that you just did in the last like year, because they're with homies too. So you and Nolan on Grams, because like me and Nolan go back a decade. He's one of the first artists I ever interviewed. That's my man for real. So like seeing you pop up on I'd Rather Not, and like the way y'all went in over Grams was just like the way you were stepping all over that shit was just super duper crazy. And I know, like, yeah, I don't know, like Nolan is somebody else who like he's been he what am I saying? He's been making beats and putting together experiences like that for years. So to see you two lock in the way you did was beautiful. And then the thing you, Logi, and Remy did on Remy's last project. Why am I forgetting the name of the fucking song?
Cloth
Um,
talk.
there it
Cloth
is,
talk,
Cloth
yeah.
Talk. That's it. But yeah, so like the way you started that song off, just coming in is like, even the speakers know the truth, and just kind of like moving, like
Facts.
winding through the bass line, like just, yeah, like that was like those two features happening within like months of each other. It was just like, yeah, like that's a master right there. Like that's somebody who just like gets how to move. Like you put him in a maze, and he's gonna like you put him in the hedge maze, and he's gonna find his own way out type shit. Like that was that like those two features in particular. I just needed to like get that out there because like those are all my people too, and like y'all really iced it. So
Nah, thank you, bro. It's crazy. Nolan, I got a lot of respect for. He's a G. And low key, I don't even know how I met him. I think I met him online, but I just was just a fan of his shit. And he was in New York one day. I was in New York. Low key, that's how I met the nigga that you came with to the first show of mine that you came to.
oh,
Who did
Sharif,
you? Sharif. That's how I met
yeah,
Sharif.
that sounds about right.
Sharif was in the
Yeah.
session, right? Sharif went in the booth, and when he walked out the booth, bro, I looked at that nigga and I said, "Bro, you are diferente. That's different in Spanish, my nigga." Like, I'm like, bro, you is a different nigga in the booth. Like, so he went in the booth first, bodied it, then so that's why that verse was in response to the energy that he had like gave the room after he got out the booth. I was like, nah, Sharif is a different nigga. And then Remy and Logi is literally my brothers. Remy, I've been a fan of Remy and Logi forever, but Remy and Logi been friends for mad long since
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. So you know, Remy's yeah, he hit me up and was like, come to the studio, and I was with Logi, and they already homies, so we all just got in there and just started like going, and Remy's always on some fly babe shit. He always gonna talk about some fly babe, like some crazy ass, like he got on the the Yankees fucking new era, like
Yeah,
he
and
was
the
talking about
watches and
some,
shit.
you know what
Like
I'm saying? He
he's
gonna
talking
talk
about
about
watches on that song. That shit was
some like
crazy too.
Italian dessert. Like he gonna talk about some fly shit. So it was, and Logi just fly off the rip. Logi just breathes and he
Right.
just fly like so. Shit just crazy. Some crazy ass
Yeah.
features for real.
Yeah, nah, and like I only bring that up to say that like it's a testament to everything you were saying about how like Rago, how like you learned so much from that, and like I could see that just like just based off the way you just like airdrop into a song and then just like leave like a cologne bomb and then just leave like just like on some shit. So I just needed to put that out there because like A, those are my people, and B, like you did great. But fucking where did my brain just go? Weejuns, Warlord of the Weejuns. So the thing that's really cool about this project is, I mean, there's a lot of things that are cool about this project, but the thing that's most interesting to me is that this is your first. Well, I don't know if it's your first, but it's like it feels like the most intentional use of you leaning fully into like a live band sound. Like I know you've done it before, but like most of your stuff was beats before this, and now it's just like we're doing the band. Like it's
Arrangements.
produced obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but like like y'all are like you like this is live band shit in like a real way, and like not even just for the show either. But yeah, I'm just like I'm always curious about people who start doing stuff over samples and then eventually, I mean, like not to say that you're never gonna rap over samples again. I don't think that's the case, but like it's a pretty big shift to go from beats to a band.
Mm.
So I know, and you're like I know London played a big part of that for you, just kind of like embedding yourself in the jazz community, this, that, and the third. So like talk to me about the transition from beats to rapping with a band and how that led to Warlord of the Weejuns.
It's crazy because for real, that shit it's really all just it's like musical growth, musical understanding, musical knowledge. And as that grows, you become curious, and I just got more curious with like sound. I was like, all right, the sample's amazing, but I'm like, I started hearing music, bro, when I was able to like single out the instrument, which became crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Like, nah, wait, I could follow the whole piano like chord progression. I could follow the whole thing, and I could like almost isolate everything else out in my head, which became crazy. So it really made me appreciate the power that every sound or every instrument contributes towards the making of a song
Word.
or the making of an instrumental or instrumentation or whatever, you know what I mean? And it kind of just pushed me into a place where I was like, I want to actually dive into this deeper. And I'm going to use this album to like do that. So the things I'm going to listen to, I'm not listening to nothing on streaming. It has to be on vinyl only, preferably used. So it's already existed. And I'm just gonna be open. I'm gonna just be open and I'm gonna, and shout out Keena, because Keena low key, Keena samples so much jazz. He knows every jazz classic. I'll go a lot of records because at the time I was touring with him. So my thing on tour is to go to every record store
Yeah.
in the in
Right.
the, in the vicinity of wherever I'm like playing. Um, and I was running around with him, and I'll be just digging through like the hip hop shit, and he'll just slide me like jazz record. He'd be like, "Buy this." I'd be like, "Bro, what?" It got to the point where he would be like, "Buy." I wouldn't even listen to it. I would just buy it straight away. I'd be like, "This nigga, now he not gonna." He'd be like, "Bro, like I have this," or he'd be like, "Look, I don't have this yet, but I want to get it, but I ain't got the bread to get it right now, so I wanted to go to a good home. Trust me, take this home." I would take it home, bro, and it would be like some fly shit. And a lot of the shit that he would sample would come from vinyl. He wouldn't really sample off the internet like that.
Right.
So he kind of was just putting me onto jazz on the low, and then I had been hip to jazz, but kind of like on some Jamaican shit where like like as a West Indian nigga, like all the West Indian songs, but you don't know the name of none of them. But if the song came on, you know every word, you know every dance, like you feel me. So that's kind of what jazz was becoming. It was like, damn, I know the song. I just didn't know who sung. I didn't know the artist's name. I didn't know the name of the song. So there was a lot of like listening to that type of music, which really influenced me being like, I'm gonna really make this album on some shit that's like from the scratch, like from the raw ingredients. Like I'm doing it that way instead of doing it on some like get the samples and then make the album based around that. It was like, nah, let's make the album based off of ideas. You know what I mean?
So now I gotta ask, what were you listening to that you found like if you could name like three projects that you found that you had never heard of that just like busted your head that like really contributed to the album.
Listen to Jaguar Wright dropped the album. What the fuck is this album called? Jaguar Wright dropped the album. Um, and I heard this album, bro. I don't know if you know Jaguar Wright.
I know, yeah, I do. I do.
Jaguar Wright was signed to the Roots' label. She was with the Roots.
Yeah.
She dropped an album called. What the fuck is this album called, bro?
And you said Jaguar too. That's how I know you're in London now.
Yeah, no, I had to. What the fuck? What is it called, bro? It's called Denials, Delusions, and Decisions.
Hmm.
Ooh, I listen to that shit. Turn me up. I listen to Miles Davis's um Kinda Blue, but I really listen to it like I really listen to it like not just like put it on. Like I really sat down with it for like mad long and was just like, okay,
Classic.
whoa, this is like
Classic.
crazy. And then there's this guy called Victor Duplex. What's his name? Victor Duplex. I'm gonna do Duplex. He dropped an album called This album is low key what helped birth voodoo, bro. It's called Bold and Beautiful. Is it Bold and Beautiful? I think it's Bold and Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful album.
Mm.
Um, I listened to that. Yeah, and that kind of was on some vibe of like Voodoo by D'Angelo. Um, yeah, those two definitely. It's called Bold and Beautiful by Victor Duplex.
Cool.
Dope. Those two albums really like those three albums really
Yeah.
helped me like just get an idea. Let's do a lot of voodoo too, to be honest.
I'm
But
sure. Like, why not? Like voodoo is, I don't know. Like that's just one of those it just like becomes a part of your body when you hear it. I mean, kind of blue is like that too. You know,
mm-hmm,
like that's like,
mm-hmm,
yeah. I mean, like I remember the first time I heard kind of blue, and it's just once again, it just becomes a part of your body, and it's just like you go back to it, and it's like muscle memory. And
facts.
I know Miles in particular was a pretty big influence on this project.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly how. So like, talk to me about what role Miles played in putting Weejuns together.
Well, he had a love for style. He had a love for regions. He had a love for music, and he also had a love for like never really fitting in a box. And I felt like that was kind of the vibe, that I felt like I was on. Like I wasn't really, I wanted to show my appreciation for style, my appreciation for loafers. I wanted to show like my love and appreciation for music
Yeah,
and my like willingness to always grow and adapt and evolve musically, and always like learning, and I felt like after when I read the Miles book because my cousin got me the autobiography on some random shit and I just read it. I was like, yo, this guy is a fucking activist. This guy's an activist in his own time. Probably wasn't like he wasn't going hard as James Brown, but he was going hard in his like own like realm, and it was just a hard time and he always like, broke through barriers and never let, you know what I mean? Just always stood up against the fucking white man and the like industry that was trying to like cage him into. It's like I was like, yeah, man, this feels like an alignment, like not even on the same level because I could never be on like that level, but just on some like appreciation, like thank you, bro. You know?
yeah. And like it even comes down to the title, because like I didn't think about this until literally just this second. But like it's called, you called it Warlord of the Weejuns, in this. It's just like the contrast between like, like Warlord on some like aggressive shit, and like loafers are like that's like the most chill, relaxed thing you could wear. And it's crazy because I just bought, I mean, like they're not exactly loafers, but I bought my first pair of Clarks over Thanksgiving. I've never owned I've always
Oh,
wanted a pair of Wallies. I finally got a pair of Wallies. And like listening to this project does feel like slipping on a pair of fucking fresh Wallabies. Like I got like the classic fucking like the gum sole, the blue suede ones. Like, you put those on, and like if I wasn't home, I was on the island with my lady and I didn't have my fucking Wallies on me because I wanted to wear them to the show and really like get the full experience on some shit.
on some
But
fly shit. That's fire.
yeah,
What you mean?
but like I love the contrast, or like the, yeah, like the contrast of calling something like Warlord on some aggressive shit, of the Weejuns on some like super duper non-aggressive like chill shit. It's just like the dissonance between that is cool. And like you can like it works in the sense that you're like exerting this control in this like not new musical environment, but one that you're not really in super often, like as an artist. So to see
Yeah,
you just
facts.
just to hear you be so comfortable, like to hear a song like Chase the Sunrise and to hear you just like be at the center of all of it and just like the whole like everything, all the features, all the instruments are just like revolving around you. It's like you said, talking about growth. It's just you can see the growth and you can feel just like the confidence just like billowing from everything. And that's because like yeah, because like to me, like it might be a little basic because it's the most popular song on the album, but like hearing it live and like seeing you and Low and everybody just like doing their thing on stage, like it really cemented like that's the song. Like that's the keystone to this project for me. Like that's the one that you show to people and it's like, "Oh, what's he about?" That, just immediately. So yeah, just like running through this and just like I don't know, bro. Like beautifully black and one hand washes the other, chase the sunrise, the Salimata interlude. Like I don't know. You really took it upon yourself to create a whole world in a different way than you did before. And I see that and recognize it and I think it's dope. I have no question or nothing. I just think that's great, you know?
No, thank you, and I feel like because this project, I gave it so much time. Like, a lot of the projects, I'm normally on some like, all right, 6 months, we done 4 days,
Right,
4 day
yeah.
EP, like 5 day. A lot of EPs I've done is like, I 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like. But it was really nice to sit down with this for like 2 years and be like, all right, we're gonna like travel around, we're gonna gain experience, we're gonna really like tap into how we feel, like, and we're gonna like sit with things and let things fester a little bit and like make like changes, and yeah, like Pink Seafood kind of low key told me that he was just always on some like never rush the project. It was always just like 2 out 2 years, 3 years, and always changing and working at it. And I feel like the music can always lend to that because it's just like you just kind of give it time to kind of grow a
Yeah.
little bit. Sometimes you make premature decisions, especially with like music. You'd be like, oh, I'm gonna this is it, and then you kind of listen back and you're like, actually, maybe I could do this, and then it just takes it up a little bit more, takes it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I feel like that's why the album has that like sound. It's just it had a lot of time to kind of just like let the ideas kind of grow into something.
Yeah, like like it moves like a living breathing thing and you can tell that there was a lot of thought and love and care and like life that went into it. Like that's
Mm.
some shit you just said. Like it's like so important to be able to just like live and take in the world and like take in that inspiration cuz like like we're all sponges in that way. And like that's the stuff that makes art interesting to me when you can tell that like somebody gleaned this from the world, like anything really, like it could come from anywhere and you never really know where it's going to come from until it happens. But before we formally wrap this, like you just mentioned, I mean like just on the tip of you traveling and just like being around and letting this simmer for 2 years as opposed to knocking it out in a couple months. Like, talk to me a little bit about like that process of just like what were you doing? Like what like what was living like for you in the 2 years between what was living like what was living to you in the 2 years between when the past bloomed and Warlord of the Weejuns?
It was wow. It was kind of crazy. Life was like really like crazy at the time. Not like too rough, but like I was just like it was a lot of changes happening in my life. Like I was like fully like going into this like freelance lifestyle where I was just like grinding like in mad different ways. Started DJing a lot, create which became this whole thing. was moving house a lot, was figuring out what was I gonna live in New York. I spent a lot of time in like New York at that like time. I spent a lot of time in like America because I thought I was gonna move. I was gonna move back to America. Breaking up with niggas, like starting shit, like shit falling. Like it was a whole bunch of things, but like at the time, a lot of it didn't make any sense, and I was just like almost like fed up with shit. I was like, damn, this is kind of annoying. And then you kind of get to this side of it, and it's like, nah, all of them things went into the person that you are now. And you notice the times that you can stand up tall and hold your like chest high, that you got to really appreciate everything that you've been through to be where you are in that moment, so during that process, it was a lot of like, damn, it was a lot of like finding the love for self again, and the music is a great testament of that, and it really does portray that time of my life. I'm really grateful to be able to look back on this like album and be able to be like, okay, yeah, well, you was fucking living at your homie's crib for a couple months. You broke up with your shorty, like that, like all these different things, all these different ways of that I felt like, um, kind of yeah, they've kind of been like immortalized in this like album, and it's like dope. But yeah, it was that.
Yeah, man. Life is life is life. Sometimes it's gonna be easy, sometimes it's gonna be hard. You reap what you sow. Sometimes the fucking field just dies and you gotta just start all over again. And yeah,
That's really it.
yeah. And even just hearing you say that and having and just like getting the kind of whole experience of like what you had been going through for those 2 years, like it shows. It all shows in the music. Um,
Thank you.
yeah,
Glad it
like
does.
it's heartfelt, like like yeah, no, like you weren't just like as much as I love to have as much music as I can stomach, like there's always going to be something special about the thing that takes a couple years to make. And you could tell that you added in enough. you you could tell that you really labored over how much vanilla extract and fucking salt went into the cake, if that makes sense.
Fact. I love an analogy, man. I love an
You and me
analogy.
both,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Facts.
no, we're writers. That's what we bend toward. Um,
Facts.
but this has been crazy. Thank you so much again. Like I can't even say it, but like before we actually wrap this up, Goya, if your life was a movie, what would it be about?
My life was a movie. What would it be about?
Yeah,
Nigga
what would
said,
it be
what would it
about?
be? I first said, what would it be? What would it be about? If my life was a movie, it would be, um, it would be, if my life was a movie, it would actually be, um, the different people that meet in an elevator that's playing really, really nice lounge music, and like all the people just meeting on different floors. That would be what my life would be if it
That'd
was a
be
movie.
tight. Just like, yeah, no, just like people coming out their houses and you see their lives and they all just wind up on an elevator and like some I don't. I was trying to think of a lounge jazz song, but nothing's coming to mind. I was thinking like
Some lounge,
Sabor
yeah,
Me, but I
facts.
I, I don't fucking know. Like,
Or, or even
so
some
yeah,
like Grover Street, Washington, or some like Michael Franks just playing like
right,
on loop. Some different
right,
Michael Franks tracks. It's just like kind of on that vitamin D vibe, like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Giving
Like for
giving
s-
off.
like for some reason you said lounge jazz, and I don't know why I went to Cuban jazz, but like I just went to Cuban jazz,
Hey
and
man,
it just caught my ear. But anyway, I
I'm
love
I,
that. I
I'm
love
with
a
you. I'm with you, man.
Yeah. I love a I love a I love like a the world is smaller than it looks but also really big type of story. And that feels like that with
Facts.
Feels like that's like it feels like that's what that would be. I don't know where my it's time for me to stop talking. Thank you so much, Goya. Thank you so much for being here and doing this
Dylan
and coming to
Green, man. Dylan motherfucking Green, bro. Thank you so
yeah.
much, bro.
Oh
I
man, thank
really, I
you.
really, I really appreciate your like questions, man. They were like, yeah. I've done a few interviews in the last few weeks, and you know, the questions sometimes they're all great, but sometimes it's just like, damn. I felt like you kind of went like deep when you started talking about Raggo. I was like, nah, yeah, go there. And you mentioned Nolan, go. Mentioned Remy, Low, Goats, like so. Thank you, bro. Really,
Oh
really
man.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no, like you care and you put your whole into this shit and I gotta come correct, you know? Like this is like I can do what I want here. The only person I answer to is me, so this is all I
Fire,
want to do, you know?
fire, fire,
So
fire. Well, nah, we gotta link up in the flesh next time you come to the show. Just hit me up.
hell yeah, bro. You already know what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, no, like next time, like I don't know when I'm coming out to London, but like if somebody if I have a reason to come out to London, if somebody
Please
needs me out there, I'm making it happen. I got you, bro.
hit me, bro. Do not
I
come
got
and
you,
not
son.
let me know, bro. I got you. Make sure that you right, man.
I promise. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. And shout out to all the black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.